Well, let's talk something more on the social communal level. But I heard a long time from Jordan Peterson that as you get older, life gets lonelier, and aging means having to deal with loneliness. I think I heard that in my 40s, and I was kind of in denial. Part of the reason was, well, denial. That's not going to happen to me. I was always very social, and I'm actually from the Caribbean, Trinidad, and my dad and mom's side of the family, they all had like 10 brothers and sisters. We had lots of cousins, and we lived in an island. And in our culture, people always see each other. So it's kind of hard for me to believe. But in the US, it's actually much easier to happen. Much bigger country. People move a lot further out. Kids often live very far from their parents. Brothers live far from sisters, which means cousins live far from cousins. And you only see each other during Christmas break, Thanksgiving break. So I actually, as I approach 50, and I'm now just past 50, I can see how lonely it gets. I don't get to see my family a lot. Although I could fix that with a plane ticket, but life gets in the way. And even my circle of friends has kind of become distilled into a few core friends. So I have to say I agree with that. And it's not deliberate. As you change and evolve, for me it's every 10 years your circle changes. Maybe you live somewhere else. And also people's lives change. Sometimes people cycle in and out of your life. And it's just their life gets busy. So my point is, yes, you're going to have to deal with being a little more lonely. Now, if you have kids, wife, you kind of focus in on your kids. At this age, your kids are a bit older. Maybe you have grandkids coming. And everybody kind of focuses in on their vertical. Whereas when you're young, you're out doing stuff with everyone, you know? In my case, I'm single now, have no kids. So it's a little more pronounced, but that means you got to find things to do that are constructive and kind of are optimal behavior for you as you age or go into these years. And what I mean is you're obviously not drinking like you used to, so you're not going to be out day drinking a lot. If you are, it's probably not conducive to this age, to your health at this age. So you probably need to address that. You're probably focusing on your sleep if you're watching this channel. So, you might, for example, I start reading a lot. I don't watch a lot of TV or eat. I eat out once or twice a week. I'm not drinking a lot, so I decided to pick up my reading, which keeps your mental acuity up. It's something that you see a lot of retired people have puzzles and stuff. You have to keep active as you age. And one trick I did was I reminded myself that you never always drank. You went through an entire part of your formative years where alcohol was not an option in your social life. So what did you do? Well, my whole philosophy in being powerful over 50 is going back to what I did as a kid. And as a kid, we didn't have alcohol. You played games, you read books, and you had relationships with your playmates, boys and girls, but you played games and had fun. So I focused on looking for activities like that. That's why I end up sprinting, and I pick up other things, and I kind of surround myself with younger people who are athletic, who are also not drinking. So they have other stuff that they may do, and they might get together with family, but it's really not all about drinking, just hanging out and eating. I might even start pick up playing stuff like bowling or pool or games. And that's something that we did as kids. We had games and board games we'd play. Now, these days, people have pickleball. And I think you're seeing that with a lot of millennials, even Gen Zs. They're not drinking as much, but they're doing more activity stuff. So the whole point is as you age and your social circle is a bit condensed, you might find yourself with something to do. Traveling also an option, costs money. Despite what you see on Instagram, everyone doesn't have the money to fly to Europe or Asia every 2 or 3 months. And honestly, flying by yourself is, I guess, can be good, but it ain't for everybody. It's always good when you have someone to do it with. But traveling is also an option, and exploring things, or traveling for stuff that's your passion. Like I would travel for racing when I did it, and if I get into sprinting competitively, that'll be a travel, or travel with a purpose. But my thing is, expect there to be downtime, and fill it with stuff. Fill it with stuff that helps your mental health, your physical health, or gives you purpose. And just think what you used to do as a kid, and form relationships and things like that. A lot of times people will volunteer, spend more time in their church, or mentoring people. That's another great thing, especially if people don't have kids or their kids have moved on. So that's another thing. And as I'm telling you this, I'll have to take my own advice. So all right, and that's my chat for today. Time to get to work.